Hi, Betico family. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. I want to bring you some encouragement from God's Word. In Isaiah 37, we have a story about King Hezekiah being at war with the Assyrians. The Assyrians were one of the worst kingdoms to ever have to go up against. They were very terrible people in the way they treated those that they conquered. They were cruel. They would put as much discouragement into the nations that they conquered so that nobody would rebel against them. So that's who he was up against, a very powerful nation, one whose soldiers outnumbered his by many thousands. The Assyrians had this massive kingdom. They ruled it by fear, but every so often there would be kings who would rebel against them. This was one of those times. Hezekiah joined a larger rebellion. They were thinking with all their numbers that Assyrians would never be able to come and retake all their lands. Well, once the Assyrians reacted, they started conquering one place after another. They destroyed one population after another. It even tells us that they would destroy the idols that they came across to show how much more powerful their gods were than the gods of those they were conquering. Once he got to Israel, the king of Assyria sent a message up to Jerusalem to Hezekiah. And when the messenger got there, he told Hezekiah in no uncertain terms, if you continue to resist, you will be destroyed. He leaves the letter behind so Hezekiah can read Sennacherib's words. When he reads the words of the king of Assyria, it says he rips his garments because he's mourning over what he's read. He knows that they're in trouble. But instead of panicking, instead of trying to get more soldiers or build bigger walls and bigger defenses, Hezekiah decides that his best course of action is to go before the Lord and pray. He goes up to the temple, and it tells us in Isaiah 37 that he takes the letter and he places it before God. He puts those words out there in front of him so that they can be a witness against what the king of Assyria said. The king of Assyria told him, I'm going to destroy your God. I'm going to show that I'm more powerful than your God, that he can't help you or stand against you. This is what Hezekiah prayed. In verse 16, he said, O Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, who is enthroned above the cherubim, you are the God, you alone, of all the kingdoms of the earth. You have made heaven and earth. Incline your ear, O Lord, and hear. Open your eyes, O Lord, and see. And listen to all the words of Sennacherib, who sent them to reproach the living God. Truly, O Lord, the kings of Assyria have devastated all the countries in their lands, and have cast their gods into the fire, for they were not gods, but the work of men's hands, wood and stone, so they have destroyed them. Now, O Lord our God, deliver us from his hand, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that you alone, Lord, are God. Hezekiah's prayer was simple. He was saying, God, I just want to know who you are. I want them to see that you are different, that you are the living God. You're not like one of those idols of wood or stone that he's already cast down and destroyed. You're the one who created. You're the one who sustains. You're the one who's going to take care of us. God answers this prayer dramatically. Through the prophet Isaiah, he sends a message to Hezekiah to say, look, don't worry about it. This king of Assyria and his troops will not come up against you. They will not shoot a single arrow against the city of Jerusalem. And he says instead, he's going to go home the way he came. Well, the Bible tells us that during the night, an angel of the Lord struck the camp of the Assyrians, and 185,000 troops died. Sennacherib quickly gathered up what was left and went home. And he never came up against Jerusalem. He never tried to fight against the city. God delivered them in a very dramatic way. There was a lot of uncertainty during that time. He didn't know where to turn except to the Lord, but in turning to the Lord, he found his answers and his deliverance. Well, the same goes for us. We are living in uncertain times right now. It doesn't matter where you look. It doesn't matter what you read. It doesn't matter what you watch. Everything we're seeing is people are saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's coming next. We have a virus. We have unrest because of police brutality. We have our tropical season on top of us now. We just have all kinds of things going on as people. Then on top of that, we have an election this year. So it just seems that there's craziness everywhere we look. But what we find when times are uncertain is that we have our rock that we can turn to. We can run to the Lord just as Hezekiah did. We can lay out our fears. We can lay out our concerns before God. We can seek him for answers. And what we're going to find is the same that they found. We're going to find that God is with us. We're going to find that he loves us. We're going to find that he's going to take care of us as we seek him. See, the whole reason that Hezekiah found deliverance, and he found deliverance for Jerusalem, was because he ran to the Lord. The same is true for us. If we truly want deliverance, if we truly want answers, if we want someone to be there to encourage us and help us, we need to run to the Lord. When we do, we're going to find that He cares. We're going to find His wonderful presence to see us through whatever we're facing. And during these uncertain times, we're going to have a certain hope that He gives through His love and salvation. So I encourage you, run to the Lord, seek Him, and allow Him to minister to your soul. Just a couple of items to note for Beatico. On July 5th, we're going to be restarting our preschool ministry on Sunday mornings. So those of you who have preschool age kids, we encourage you to come on back and join us for worship that day. I know it can be quite difficult to keep preschool age kids quiet during a worship service. It can be difficult to keep them occupied. So we want to provide for you a way to be able to come and worship with us, but also to know that your kids are going to be well taken care of and in a safe environment. So I encourage you to come back on July 5th and join us as we restart our preschool ministry. On July 12th, the following week, we're going to be restarting our children's ministry with Children's Church. So Danielle is looking for volunteers. The preschool is also looking for volunteers. If you would like to help in either of those areas, please let us know so that we can know that we can count on you. We also will have youth retreat starting on July 12th. It'll be July 12th, 13th, and 14th. There's a sign-up that Caleb has sent out, so if you haven't received that, please contact him and let him know that you would like to sign your teenager up for youth retreat. Then at the end of the month, on July 29th, we're going to be having Vacation Bible School. It'll be a 3-day event. There will be more details to come, but we are wanting to provide a safe and effective Bible school for your children. This will be for kindergarten through 4th grade. So if you'd like more information, please call the church office. We will be putting out a sign-up very soon. You'll see the links on Facebook. You'll also receive an email. If you don't receive the email or see the link, please let us know so that we can get that to you. We will have limited space, unfortunately, because of the requirements of COVID-19. We want to make sure that your children are in a safe environment, that they're well taken care of during this time. We want to make sure that there is cleanliness for everyone, because we don't want anyone to get sick, and we want to take every precaution necessary to make sure that doesn't happen. Well, I'm excited about all this. I'm excited about the continued restart, about continuing to open up ministry in our church to you and to the families around us. For those of you who have been able to join us in person, it has been so good to see your faces. For those of you who are still joining us online, I'm glad to see that you're there each week and that you're part of our worship services. I just want you to be able to get close to the Lord and worship Him wherever you are, whether it's at your home watching, at work watching, or it's in person with us. As you are ready to come back, we look forward to seeing you. If there's anything we can do for you here at Beatico Baptist Church, please don't hesitate to contact us. We want to be able to help you, to be able to provide for you as best we can. We're here for each other. Let's be unified behind Christ. There's a lot of disunity in our world right now. There's a lot of turmoil. But here, people should be able to come to a place where they find peace, where they find togetherness, where they find a people who are unified behind a single mission to take the gospel to the nations. The Bible tells us that they'll know, that Jesus actually said this in John. He says, they'll know you're my disciples if you have love for one another. So let's make sure we're loving each other, we're praying for each other, and we're supporting each other. Let's be the best church that we can be, and let's get out there and let's love this world and share the gospel so that more people can know Jesus. Have a great Tuesday.